Hi everyone. Today I am here to bring you a Pilates chair workout using the box from the Reformer. As far as equipment goes for this workout, what you will need is a chair, a mat set up in front of your chair, as well as a box. As always during this workout, please feel free to modify for the equipment that you're working on and as well for the way your body is feeling today. When you're ready, gather your equipment because this workout starts now. All right guys, so I'm all set up. I have my mat lying in front of my chair. I am on one spring on level 3, and I've placed my box approximately a foot in front of my chair. Feel free to adjust that for your height. We're gonna start kneeling today. So come on over on top of the box. Place your knees on top with the knees fairly close to one another, and then you're just gonna start with your hands on your pedals. Good. So adjust yourself so that you feel a comfortable distance from your chair. We're gonna press the pedal all the way down to the ground to start. And what you want is for your shoulders to be over your wrists and your knees to be under your hip in this quadruped position. From here, take a breath, inhale, and then exhale, round your spine, puffing up the back of your ribs to the ceiling. Inhale and extend the spine nice and long, coming up into back extension, lifting the crown of the head and the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine again. And inhale, lengthen. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale to round. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. And inhale to lengthen. From here, shift your weight into your right knee. Extend your left leg back behind you. When you're ready, exhale to round. Inhale to lengthen. We'll do 3 more on this side. And last 2. And 1 more time. Hold that leg back behind you and flex the foot so that the toes are pointing down towards the floor. From here, you're just gonna slide that leg across to the right and to the left. Trying to keep the heel on the same height the whole entire time. Trying to keep the weight even through the hands as you shift the legs side to side. Let's do 4 more. And 3 more. And last 1. Bring that leg back to center. Place it down next to your other knee. Extend your opposite leg back. Take a breath and then exhale, round. And inhale, lengthen. Keeping the hips square to the floor. The last 2. And 1 more time. Hold that leg back behind you, flex the foot, pinky toe towards the shin, slide right and left with the leg. Marrying your breath to your movement here, inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Last 2. And 1 more. Slide that leg back down. Good. From here, we're gonna go back to that rounding and arching of the back, but we're gonna add that lifting of the pedal. So take a breath, inhale and extend the spine, and then exhale, round the spine and see if you can shift your weight just enough so that the pedal floats up. Press the pedal down and lengthen. Round the spine and lift. Press the pedal down and lengthen. Round the spine and lift. Let's do 3 more here. Shoulders sliding down the back. One more time. Beautiful. Press the pedal down and lengthen. Extend your left leg back behind you. We're going to go back to that pulling of the knee into the chest, adding in the lifting of the pedal. Take a breath, inhale here, prepare. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knee in. As you press the pedal down, extend that leg back behind you. And again, round and lift. Lengthen and extend. Let's do 3 more here. and 2. And last time. This time, extend your leg back behind you, press the pedal down about halfway, pause. Flex your foot again, pinky toe towards the shin. Heel is straight up towards the ceiling, and we're sliding that leg out to the side and in. And I just want you to try to keep that pedal as steady in space as you can as you move. Nice, last 3. And 2, and 1. Slide that leg back to the center, lower it down. Lower the pedal down, find that length through your spine again, and extend your opposite leg back. Good, square your pelvis towards the pedal, take a breath, inhale here, and then exhale, pull the knee into the chest, lift the pedal and round. Lengthen and lower the pedal, round and lift. Let's do 2 more here. And 1 more time. Now we press the pedal down a bit, extend the leg back behind, keep that pedal nice and steady, square the pelvis, flex the foot, slide left, and right, and left, and right. Let's do 4 more, trying not to lose the length through the crown of the head. And 3, harder on this side for me. Last 2. And 1 more time. Nice job. Both feet down, both knees down, press the pedal down, and when you're ready, round the spine to lift the pedal up. From here, lay down on your side on the box. Now you have some options here. You can have your forearm on the box, your forearm on the floor, your hand on the floor, or your forearm on the chair pedal. I'm going to try forearm on the chair pedal here, and I'm going to try to hold the chair pedal about halfway down and really stay solid through my shoulder. At some point, I might decide that this seems impossible, but for now, that's what I'm going to do. Lift through your lower obliques no matter where you are. Stack your hips one on top of another, and then extend your top leg long. From here, we just lift the leg and lower the leg. Nice job. Now your top hand can be on the chair, the box for support. It could also be on your hip or behind your head. So choose your poison here. Lots of adjustments can be made. Nice. Let's do 4 more. Last 2. And then hold your leg up at hip height, flex your foot. Kick your leg forward, point your toe, reach your leg behind. Flex your foot, kick your leg forward, point your toe, reach your leg behind. Let's do 4. And 3. Last 2. And last time. Hold your leg to the side and circle it. 8, 7. Trying to think of an ovular circle, right? A little more length top to bottom. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now top arm towards the ceiling. Pull your knee in. If you have your hand on the pedal on this, the pedal can lift a little bit, but as you extend your leg and arm, press the pedal down a little bit again. The last 4, 3, and 1. Nice. Now, if your forearm is not on the pedal, please try to take it onto there. Top hand can be on the box or behind your head. We're just going to do a little bit of lateral flexion, both knees bent or top leg extended. Press the pedal down a little bit, and then I want you to press the pedal down maybe a little more and try to lift those upper ribs towards the ceiling, and then come back to a long spine. Lift and straighten. Lift and straighten. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Nice job. Come all the way up. Have a seat, take your feet off to the side of the box, cross that working leg over your standing or your bottom leg, and just take a little stretch for that outer hip, and then we'll do that same series on the other side. All right, guys, so uncross. Sorry, I won't be facing you for this. Choose your options. Forearm on the box, forearm on the floor, hand on the floor, or forearm on that pedal. All right, anchor through that shoulder, lift your bottom obliques, stack your hips and extend the top leg. We start just with that lift and lower. Nice. Keep going here for 5, 4, last 2, and then hold the leg up, flex the foot, kick forward, point back, kick forward, woo, point back. The last 2. Remember, you're trying to keep that pedal as still in space as possible. Last time. Hold your leg to the side. We circle. 8, 7. And reverse it for 8, 7, 6. Last 2 and 1. If your form is not already on the pedal, please try to take it there. From here, we're gonna arc the body, top ribs lifting towards the ceiling, and then coming back into a straight spine. Lateral flexion, even if it's minimal. Last 4 and 3. And one more time. Beautiful job. Lift that pedal up. Have a seat. Cross that working leg over your standing. And take that bit of a stretch for your outer hip. Nice job. Okay, so I have that spring still set on level 3. I'm gonna leave the box where it is for now. We're gonna have a seat on top of the chair. Take one of your heels. We'll take both of your heels for a moment onto the pedal. Just make sure that you're in a good leg position here. And then extend one of your legs forward. So you have some options here. You can rest your heel on top of the box, or you can hover your foot over the box. And we're just gonna press the pedal down and lift the pedal up here. Now the spring should not feel too heavy. Okay. Focus on keeping weight even between the sit bones, your gaze straight forward, your ribs centered over your hips. Nice. I'm flexing my lifted foot for 4, 3, 2. I want you to hold the pedal halfway down, and we're just going to float that lifted foot up, 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 up for 8, 7, 6, the last 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, same foot is staying on the pedal. You're just moving to the ball of your foot with your heel directly behind your toes. Extend your leg out again. You can rest that foot or hover it. Lift the pedal, press the pedal. Nice. Try not to let the body lean back against that pull of the pedal. Think about lifting from your low belly all the way up through the crown of your head. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we press the pedal halfway down, and again we lift the leg for 8, 7, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring all 10 toes back onto the pedal for a second. Adjust your heels so you're in Pilates V. And now we're going to extend that same leg back out, still an external rotation. And we lift the pedal and lower the pedal. Option to float the foot for 8, 7. Even weight through the sit bones, especially on this one. Last 4. And hold the pedal halfway down. Now we lift and press inward, up and over, up and over. For 4 sets, 3, last 2, and 1. Very nice job. All right, same set, other side. Bring your heels onto the pedal. Bring your other heel forward onto the box. Float the pedal up. Option to float the heel up. And just press and lift. Center of the heel is pressing down. Try to take note if you're rolling onto the inside or the outside of that heel. You want your knee to be directly up to the ceiling. Thigh bones parallel to one another. The last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the pedal halfway down, float the foot. 8, 7, 6. Think lower belly is lifting the leg. 3, 2, and 1. All 10 toes down. Heel lifted. Lift the pedal and lower the pedal. Find more length. The last 4. And 1. Hold the pedal halfway down. We lift the leg. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find Pilates V. Find that external rotation on both legs. Lift and lower the pedal. Careful that the ribs are not twisting, shifting. Everything is focused straight forward. The last 4. And 1. Pedal stays halfway down. Float the leg up and in, up and in. 8, 7, 6. Last 4. Last 2. And last 1. All right, pedal's gonna stay all the way on the ground here. I'm gonna stay on this one spring on level 3. However, we are gonna try to keep the pedal down on the ground during this little series. If you feel like it's really hard to keep it down, you can always reduce that spring level. I've got that Pilates V heels together. My knees are about hips distance apart, and we're gonna take a genie arm position with the hands. So forearm on top of forearm, ribs sliding down to the hips. And from here, take a breath, inhale, get longer through the back of the neck. Exhale, round the spine, low belly pulls in. We roll the spine back a bit to the point where you think the pedal wants to find that little lift, and we pause. Now you're gonna just lift the arms up, forearms towards the forehead and down. Lift and lower. Active legs, active glutes. Nice, let's do 4 more here. 3. And last 1. Now forearms come back in front of the torso, collarbones are wide, we rotate and center. Rotate the ribs and center. Play around a little bit. Can you come back a little bit further without losing that pedal? Last 4. And 2. And 1. Come back center and rise up for a moment. Readjust anything that needs to be readjusted. Extend your arms forward. Take a breath, inhale here and get taller. Exhale, round the low back, the collarbones stay wide. We roll back to the point that the pedal wants to lift. We don't let that happen. We lift one arm up and down, the other arm up and down. Be careful not to counterbalance with your chin jutting forward. Nice. Last 4. Biceps coming up by the ear. Last 2. And last 1. Now let's just try both arms. Lift both. Whoop. Lower both. Use caution. Lift both. Lower both. I got a little too confident there for a moment. Last 3. Last 2. Settle the breath. Last time. Arms go forward, but we just rotate to one side. Make sure your heels are still squeezing together. We're going to lift one arm and lower, and lift the other arm and lower. Let's do 2 more either way. Good. And I'm going to remind myself that 2 arms feels different than 1. And then we're going to do 2 arms. So here we go. Lift and lower. And lift, deepen that connection to the core, and lower. Last 2. And then we're just going to go right to the other side. Last 1. Lower the arms, rotate through center, rotate the other way. 1, 2. Still even weight through the sit bones. 1, 2. Good. Last round, each side. And then both arms for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Come to center and roll up. Beautiful. Take a little twist over one shoulder. Take a little twist over the other shoulder. And then lift that pedal up. Nice. Okay. I'm going to take the box around to the other side of the chair. I'm going to place it right near the chair, kind of against the back edge. For now, we're not going to use it, but it's there for us for later. We're just going to come down onto our belly on the chair for now. Belly button to the front edge. Hands under shoulders, collarbones wide. Try to lift your belly and press your pelvis down. Heels together, toes apart in Pilates V. From here, hover the pedal. We bend the elbows, straighten the elbows. Lengthen through the back of the neck. No collapsing there. Good, I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm lengthening my tailbone towards my heels. I'm thinking about all these things as I'm moving through the arms. Last 3. And we hold the arms long. And we lift the pedal with long arms. And lower the pedal back down. Now I want you to be far enough forward over the pedal that it's hard, that it's effort. Last 3. The belly deepens every time the pedal presses down. 2 and 1. Beautiful. I'm shifted forward a little bit. I'm going to move one hand towards the center of the pedal. I'm going to float the other arm back by my hip. I'm going to do palm down, but you could also do palm in. Hover the pedal and bend the elbow and straighten the elbow. Press evenly through both hip bones. And pay attention to that shoulder staying nice and centered in the socket. Last 4, 3. Now a straight arm. Slide your arm out to the side. From here, as you lift the pedal with the straight arm, you slide your hand back towards your hip. Then you slide it out to the side or maybe overhead. We lift and lower. I'm allowing my feet to separate a little bit here to give me a little bit bigger of a range of motion. If that feels good to you, you can do that as well. Last 2. And 1. Nice. Let's switch sides. Other hand comes down. Opposite hand comes by your side. Even weight through the sit bones. We hover the pedal, we bend and press. Last 3. And now we hold that arm straight. The other arm goes out to the side. As the pedal lifts, we bring the hand back towards the hip. As the pedal lowers, maybe your arm goes out to the side or overhead. Sweeping the arm back, sweeping the arm forward. If the arm movement becomes distracting, eliminate it and just work on the movement of the torso. Oops. Let's do 2 more. And 1. Both hands down. Remember that box is back behind you. Come all the way up. Ooh, take a stretch back. You can round your spine here if you want, right behind the chair. All right, from here, I'm keeping my spring the same. It's on that one level, on level 3. I'm gonna have a seat on the chair facing back, and we're gonna do some leg work here. So your hands are gonna start on the edge of your chair. Lift your hips up, slide your right leg through onto the pedal behind you, and you're just gonna press that pedal towards the floor. If you feel like your knee is hitting the back of the chair, you might have to adjust yourself further back. So just make whatever adjustments you need. And then from here, you're just gonna press that pedal down a bit, and then lift the pedal up by pushing down through your front heel. Inhale down, and exhale to lift. Good, keeping your pelvis square towards the box in front of you. Nice. Now if you're feeling good here, stay here. You can always lighten your fingertips up on there, but keep your hands fairly close to the chair. Otherwise, you're gonna lift the pedal up, take your hands to heart center, and continue on pressing the pedal and lifting the pedal. Good. I'm pointing through my toe a little bit here. And let's do 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Adding on 1 more time. If you have your hands at heart center, as you press the pedal down, you're going to rotate over that front knee, and then you're going to come center and lift. Exhale to rotate. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Last 4. And 3. And 2. And last time through. Come center, lift the pedal up, slide your foot forward, and have a seat again. Beautiful. So we'll set that all the way up on the other side. Fingertips on the front edge, lift the hips, slide your other foot through, find the pedal with all 5 toes. Keep the fingertips on the chair, press the pedal down, and lift the pedal up, just making any adjustments you need to in the placement of your feet. Good. And let's do 4 more here. Good, pulling that navel up and in. Last 2. And last 1. Lift the pedal up, option to remove 1 hand from the pedal, or I'm sorry, from the chair or both. And pressing the pedal down. And pressing through the front heel to rise. Down. Pressing through the front heel to rise. Make sure that back ankle is nice and strong, that you're not sickling the ankle out to the outside or inside. Last 4. Last 2. And 1. Now we'll add that rotation. So lift the pedal up. As you press the pedal down, rotate over that front knee. Come back up and center. Exhale to rotate. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And last time. And come center, float the pedal, and slide that foot through. Have a seat on your box. Very nice. Slide your tailbone fairly close to the front edge of the box so that you have room to tuck your tailbone under and bring your hands back onto the pedals. We're going to start pressing the pedals down and up, and I want you to be able to feel comfortable and confident that you have enough space back behind you to feel safe. So at least a hand's distance behind you. Fingertips on the pedals, fingertips facing away or towards you, depending on how your shoulders feel in those two positions. Leave your toes down on the box, but keep your heels elevated. Tuck your tailbone under so your belly is scooped. And then I want you to press the pedal down by anchoring your tailbone under. Think about using your abdominals to press. Feel that opening through the shoulders. You can come down as low as feels comfortable and then lift. And again, lower. And lift. Now, if you're feeling confident here and you want to float a foot, float a foot. That's it. Switch sides. Let's do 2 more on this side. This is a great position to look at your knee alignment, your ankle alignment, making sure that the knee is in line with the hip, the ankle is in line with the knee, shin is parallel to the floor. Last one. Now we lift the pedal up, and you bring one foot down and lift the other foot up, and keep alternating there with the option to make that motion reciprocal so that neither foot is fully pressed down at any point. Collarbones wide, pedal steady. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down or both knees lifted. Tuck the tail under and press that pedal down. And lift the pedal up. Last 2. And 1. Now we're going to lift the pedal all the way up. Bring one hand forward, bring the other hand forward, and find your teaser, knees bent or legs extended. Hold for 4, hold for 3, hold for 2, and 1. Feet all the way down. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to change our spring a little bit for our final little series. I'm going to put 2 springs on level 3. We are going to be doing hamstring 3, elephant, pike, whatever you might call it, in your repertoire. So you can choose what level of spring you'd like, all the way up to 2 springs on level 4 if you'd prefer. Okay, hands on the side of the chair, 1 foot at a time on the pedals. Be careful of that foot that's on the floor. Make sure you don't hurt yourself, crush it. Heels together, toes apart. Adjust your hands as necessary. Roll the shoulders down the back. Squeeze the backs of the inner thighs together. Find a nice long spine. When you're ready, round your spine. And then lengthen it. And round your spine. And lengthen it. Last time we'll just stay in that rounded shape. Shift the weight forward into your hands and float that pedal up, squeezing the heels. And lower the pedal back down. And again, lift, rounded shape through the spine, and then tailbone reaching towards the pedals on the way down. Last 3. Last 2. Just kiss the base. Last time. And then pedal comes all the way down to the ground. You can stay with your hands on your chair, or if you'd like to change your upper body position, you're going to reach down for your box. Hands shoulder distance apart, rounded spine. Shift the weight forward into your hands. This is just a different variation. It'll feel slightly different to lift the pedal here. Lift the pedal up, hips get higher, lower the pedal down. Nice, so this is a bit more of an inversion with the head being lower. So take your time to adjust, to feel it out. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And last time through, guys. And pedal presses all the way down. Nice. Carefully bring your hands up onto the chair. Bring your feet parallel to one another. Bring one heel down and then the other. I came down to my forearms just to get a bigger stretch, but you could do this on your hands as well. Nice, last 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then both heels lower. I'm gonna bring my forehead to my hands to fully release into this stretch. And take some deep breaths here. Shifting the hips slightly right and left if it feels good. And beautiful. And when you're ready, come up to your hands. Bring one foot back onto the floor. Slowly elevate that pedal and step down. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale the arms back down. And one more time, inhale it up. And exhale it down. And you guys are all done. I hope you enjoyed that class. Please feel free to leave me a comment or question down below. Let me know what you'd like to see next. As always, please subscribe and share with other Pilates enthusiasts, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.